Welcome. What is up, Mixer? Welcome to This Week in the Mixer, episode 2.02. Live on the road, doing some dad errands, hitting the grocery store while baby and mom are at home. Paternity life has been treating me well. Been able to watch a little more daytime sports than usual. Baby's doing good. Baby's healthy. It's been a good time. Had a few things happen since our last video. We had the March Madness tournament, which I believe Jeff ran away with, and I stopped checking after all my teams were out because nobody wants to see that. What else did we have? We had WrestleMania, which still hasn't been scored. I'm gonna say I won, just like I won the Super Bowl prop, which I still don't. I think we don't know the score on that as well. But I'm gonna speak it into existence. I'm gonna create my own reality. And yeah, I mean, kind of like OBJ's doing in Cleveland right now. Just in AB in Oakland, just everything's peaches and cream. Everything's good. I'm on top of the scoreboard for the prop standings. It's right where I want to be. So that's kind of where we're at in the mixer as far as the event goes. Jeff just happened to bring up the main event, which I did mention at the end of the last video, and I think I have mentioned a few times when people ask me what I wanted to do. It's gonna be similar to the last one I won, which wasn't so long ago. Had a 1-year break from winning pick'ems, and this year I ran away with it. So congrats to Jeff again for winning last year and doing that basketball prop. That was a good change of pace. But we're gonna get right back to our practically annual racing prop. We're gonna do the Monaco Grand Prix Sunday morning of Memorial Day weekend, which is then followed by the Indianapolis 500. Fernando Alonso, former Formula 1 driver. That doesn't roll off the tongue quite so silky smooth as my driving here, but yeah, he's running it again. It's his chance to take the Triple Crown, which I think maybe one other driver has, one or two. That's a Le Mans 24-hour win, a Monaco Grand Prix win, and an Indy 500 win. Back in the golden ages of racing, that used to be a big deal in auto racing. But somewhere in like the 70s, 80s, racing teams started contracting their drivers so they would only compete one league. Basically, these are like all different leagues. It's like winning a home run derby, winning a Super Bowl MVP, and being like a NBA Finals MVP or something. It's not. I mean, they're the same sport. It's auto racing, but they're completely. They're all in completely different leagues. They're kind of just centerpieces in different leagues. They're almost like collecting infinity stones, winning those races. But anyway, so yeah, it's gonna be fun, at least for me, and that's what the point of this prop is. So if you don't like it, too bad. Do better in pick'ems. So yeah, that's what it's gonna be. There's gonna be a little bonus section where you can get some extra points. Gonna have a mile competition, so two can run not necessarily the fastest mile, but you get points for how well you do on your mile time. I can't remember, I have it mapped out. I think I have it sub 7, you get like 10 points, or 12 or something like that, and then sub like 8 or 9 minutes you get like 8 points, sub 10 minutes you get like 7, and so on. So yeah, that's it's gonna be treated like extra credit. So you're not really necessarily penalized if you don't do it, but everybody else who does is gonna get points. So yeah, and that's going to be due by the Sunday, that Memorial Day. Got to figure out a time when I'm going to run it. Also, since we're gonna be doing this, and everybody's not necessarily going to be getting together, you're going to have, and I'm probably not going to have the time being on dad duty to verify everybody's time. I'll probably figure something out where I can get away and let you guys know I'm going to be here. This is when I'm going to do it. So if you guys want to come along and run it with me, then that'd be good. Otherwise, you're going to have like a verified, or someone who I approve as a witness. So, there's got to be some trust going on. I like you guys. We're all friends, but we know that there's a advantage that can be gained. So yeah, I just want to make sure everybody's on the up and up. Want a league of integrity. So yeah, gonna have to have a verified witness. Whoever it's gonna be, check with me beforehand. Say this person's gonna be my witness, and I'll give the okay on that. And yeah, that's just how we'll do it. There's no breaks, so it's not like the timer stops if you need water. That's kind of cheating. But anyway, so that's gonna be the extra part of it that I'm gonna incorporate. I'll have the prop sheet posted soon. I already have it finished. I just gotta get it posted and load it up to share with you guys, so you guys can start doing your homework. So yeah, that's that. Let's get that boring part out of the way. I still wanted to talk a little bit about what's going on in the wide world of sports, and maybe a little bit of pop culture with Game of Thrones. Let's get into Game of Thrones talk first. That's what's on my mind most. So we just had the Battle of Winterfell, which went pretty well for the good guys. A lot of people were predicting a lot of deaths. I was kind of on the I was kind of expecting the writers to not kill off so many people, mainly for a few reasons. There's still a few episodes left. Cersei's going to be the big threat. So, with Cersei being the big threat, like, Jaime's got to live, because that's got to be dealt with somehow. Tyrion's got to live. They're going to put the Lannister family at odds against each other. You got Bronn, who's contracted out by Cersei through Qyburn to deal with the Lannister boys, the Lannister brothers, somehow. So that storyline's got to play out over the next few episodes. So I knew Jaime and Tyrion were safe. I thought Brienne could die. I thought like Davos could die, possibly. Everybody kind of knew Theon would die. I thought it was a possibility he would just stay alive, because it kind of looked obvious that he was gonna die. So maybe they pulled that switcheroo. But yeah, and I've always felt like Jon's gonna live, and I've always felt like Dany's ultimately gonna be the one out of Jon and Dany that doesn't make it, if not both of them, unless both of them make it. So I had a pretty optimistic outlook going in. The Hound wasn't gonna die. He's still gotta do Clegane Bowl. Beric, he's not really that big of a character. I thought Tormund could die, but he survived. So I kind of knew Sam was gonna live. Not that he's a huge character, but I think he's still got something to do with how it all plays out in the end. Maybe like the way that the Westeros is run once whoever's left from Jon or Dany or Cersei is around. We all feel like the good guys are going to win. I don't think it's going to be too dark. But anyway, so I had an optimistic outlook. A lot of people were upset that not that many people died, which is, kind of weird. It seems like, at least for us watching the show in the wine mixer, we were happy with the episode, but a lot of people online are pissed off, and they're trying to like poke holes in the plot, saying saying like, oh, these people shouldn't have lived, like that's not why I watch the show. It's like, well, okay, that's kind of freaking dark if you've been through the show where like so many main characters have died off and that's kind of what you're rooting for now. It's kind of morbid if you get your thrills that way, and that's coming from a guy who relishes and celebrates third place finishes. Get some happiness in your life. Good things can happen. It's not all about being disappointed. So what's gonna happen moving forward now that Arya took down the Night King? Shout out to my girl Arya. That was awesome. She's been my girl since day one. My favorite character. So yeah, seeing her take down the Night King, which Belinda predicted. She thought she was going to take a White Walker's face. I didn't see that happening. Mainly because the White Walkers, they like shatter when they die, so it's not really possible. And I also thought that would have been kind of comic booky if that's the way if that's the way the Night King went down. I don't know. I just thought one of the big, either like a dragon would smoke him, or yeah, like Jon would take him out. Props to the writers. I don't know if it's a show. I don't know if it's George R.R. Martin, who came up with Arya taking down the Night King, but yeah, I kind of didn't see that coming. Thought it was a possibility. Thought more likely she'd be the one taking out Cersei, but yeah, that was really entertaining. Really nice twist seeing her take down the Night King, and the way the episode kept jumping around with Jon trying to get past Viserion to get to Bran, and then you didn't see Arya even when Melisandre said, you know, she should be the one that takes out someone with blue eyes. I can't remember the line exactly, or that she'd shut someone with blue eyes, and that was kind of tipped her off that she needed to go after the Night King. Why not her? The way that the final few scenes were shot with the dragon and with Dany and Jorah dying, didn't really see Arya just flying out of nowhere from the freaking rafters and taking out the Night King. That was awesome. I happened to be holding our little girl when that happened. I was trying to like rock her to sleep while we were watching it, and I had to do everything to contain myself from running over, giving Belinda a high five, because the kiddo just went to sleep and didn't want to make too much noise. But I was stoked. There may or may not have been a tear shed. Just crossing through the border here, guys. A little bit of live action. Hopefully they don't stop me, put me in secondary, because then I'll have to stop the video. But yeah, so now we got the Battle of Winterfell over with. We're on to King's Landing. What's gonna happen there? Next episode is probably gonna be a setup episode. I think we're gonna have the Bronn storyline play out. Is he gonna go tip off Jaime, or what's gonna happen? We'll have to see. Either way, I'm excited to see how that goes. Man, they're sending me to secondary. All right, pause, guys. Okay. Gracias. Of course. I get sent to secondary like once a month. And the one time I'm recording a video, of course, I get pulled that time. Anyway, where was I? So we're gonna see the Braun storyline play out probably this next episode. Maybe not the whole thing. I'm curious what Euron is gonna do with the Golden Company. There might be some infighting. I don't know what Euron's play is. He's just, I don't know. He's tough to read. And the show didn't really do him too much of a justice. He's more of a badass in the books. You don't really see too many direct things, but you hear these stories about how he was this. He's probably the best naval captain in that whole Planetos, Westeros, and Essos universe. And in the books, he I can't remember exactly why, or he goes mad. I think he just went crazy, and he destroys his or he kills everybody who was on his boat, and he like ties himself to the mast, or somebody else ties himself to the mast, and he like survives some crazy storm, and he just like he disappeared for years and travels the world and learns and accumulates all this knowledge of that universe. So and they go into more in depth in the books. So he's more of a badass. He's not just like this kind of eccentric Johnny Depp from Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm spacing on the pirate, the character's name, but anyway, I'm not sure what he's gonna do. I don't think he's gonna like backstab Cersei, but he can't really be trusted. I'd be really surprised if he's just ride or die for Cersei because he wants to, I don't know, rule alongside her. Maybe they just kind of wrote themselves into a corner with him, but that doesn't really seem interesting to me. I feel like he's got some other play up his sleeve. I don't exactly know what. I'm curious how Varys and Tyrion are gonna strategize or redeem themselves, because they haven't really given Dany the best advice lately. So I think there is a little bit of that to come into play. Maybe they are the ones who round up the troops now that there's probably less than 1,000 troops left from that survived the Battle of Winterfell. I know there were some northern houses that pussed out and didn't fight in the battle for Winterfell. I know there was, I think it's Lord Glover from Light Harbor, which is like kind of like the biggest city in the north. That's where the main port is. It's knowledge from book knowledge, so they haven't really done a good job of explaining that in the show. But so don't be surprised if they pull 10,000 Northerners out of their ass. But we'll see how that plays out. I'm almost home, so I'm gonna wrap up the Game of Thrones predictions here. We're gonna have setup. I think a lot of the land is gonna flock to the Northerners. Northern / Targaryen calling. I think Dany's gonna wake up and her squabble with Jon over who's gonna sit on the Iron Throne, or who's gonna be leading isn't gonna be too big of a deal. It's gonna be handled kind of like how Sansa and Arya's quote unquote beef was last season. There's like a fire behind my house over here. Anyway, but yeah, maybe I'll have another video with Game of Thrones talk following the next episode, and lead up to probably episode 5, which is going to be the battle at King's Landing. And just some thoughts on the sports world. We got the Sharks making their playoff run. Series tied 2-2. Hopefully they can get to the finals, get a back-to-back finals. Since I rooted for the Capitals last year, teams that I'm rooting for are winning. Padres lost to the Dodgers last night. I think I'm going to take the blame on that one. I flipped to the game. I've been kind of following on Twitter. I looked for a stream. I couldn't find it. Switched it on the TV. I think it was the 7th when, who was it that hit the home run? Was it Seager? No, it wasn't Seager. I can't remember who it was. But yeah, first at bat that little Aria got to watch was a Dodgers home run. So yeah, Aria Cup not off to a good start. A little disappointed in that. NFL draft, Kyler Murray went first overall. Good pick. Chargers had a decent draft. I didn't really hear too much about what the Browns did. The Niners got a Bosa, so I guess that's good for Matt. I know the Bears had some questionable pick. Or no, I think I'm mistaking the Bears for the Giants. I think the Bears actually made some decent picks this year. That's what the shock was that they didn't make news for bad picks. That's not a shot at you, Anthony. I just know that it's been a kind of a wine mixer ongoing tradition is to just rip the Browns first round pick. So I'm just trying not to break the format there. So we got the prop coming up, Memorial Day prop. Get ready to run. Lace up those Nikes, those Adidas, or New Balances. You know who you are. And let's get it. Let's get this prop in the books. Let's see maybe where we are standing wise. Hopefully that gets updated soon. And yeah, guys, hopefully I'll be back with one soon. Maybe next week. We'll see. Catch you guys later. See ya.